If you like football and basketball news, if you love the NBA and the NFL, Ricky's Take is your podcast. He will share his own perspective on his episodes, like stats, debates, and fantasy. And for your own entertainment, he will share his life experiences. Welcome to Ricky's World.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Ricky's Take. On this episode, we're going to talk about the NBA so far. It's been really amazing, and of course, at the end of the show, we're going to go on our NFL picks. And on today's show, I'm bringing back my friend, Luis Rodriguez, when he will give his quick takes on the NFL, the NBA, and it's been really great on having you back, Luis. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, it's under the circumstances. We're doing really good, buddy. Really excited about what is going on with the NBA as well as the NFL. Lots and lots of things to talk about. And let's get it popping, man. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me go with the NBA news first on Giannis winning his second MVP. And I wasn't surprised. Of course, it's a regular season award. And even though I hate the voting system on how you get to be the MVP sometimes, and they're really not really strict on how it's supposed to be. Because I don't know if you remember a couple years ago when Nash and Kobe Bryant have the MVP that year. They gave it to Nash because he have a better season than Kobe, but Kobe had better numbers. So if you bring it back to this year, LeBron had overall better season for me personally, and Giannis obviously have better stats. But half you see in the playoff, he actually doesn't show up. But that's another topic for another day. But what do you think about Giannis winning the second MVP?
Congrats to him, man. For whomever voted for him, hey, you have made your choice yourself. Me personally, I was voting for, if I had a choice to vote, I would have voted for LeBron. And in a way, I would have disagreed with you, Rick. I believe, in my opinion, that LeBron had a better year than Giannis. Even though number-wise didn't suggested that personally. But when you look and compare the numbers, yes, LeBron averaged a little bit lower than normal, that we're accustomed to do in rebounds and points, but assists, he led the NBA. And not only that, at the time, the Lakers were, on an upside. And I think that a big factor, going back to the same conversation that we've been having, has been, the pandemic. And I think that if they would have finished the regular season normally, I think we could have a better projection on what it went. But, congrats to whoever voted for Giannis. My vote was for LeBron. But what I want to see, and I finally got it after almost a lot of years of watching, and enjoying LeBron's career, is that, okay, now he's actually pissed about the voting. Now he's upset, and that's what I want to see, that fire to prove, not to us, but to the fans, right? But to the actual people that, quote unquote, make decisions and decides who can be the greatest of all time and all that good stuff. Okay, now I'm going to show you why you're wrong, and that's going back to what I will say many people are saying, that's the Mamba mentality. That's the Jordan mentality itself. So I think he's on a mission, and he proved it on game one that, you have to count on him. It doesn't matter if he's, on an upside or on a downside. So
yeah, man. I totally agree on LeBron James' mindset right now. He's on a takeover mode. And then when he saw that, of course, he was pissed. And I get it. And like you said, he actually took it. I wasn't surprised the way he actually said it, because I believe he's like like you said, on a mission. So he's gonna use it all. Like, I don't be surprised they swept the Denver Nuggets just because the voting, and some people, like he said, the voters, like, they gave in only 116 votes, and I'm like, dude, what? No, come on. But yeah, I'm like you said, it's LeBron James is gonna take over. He's gonna finish so hard and then he's gonna finish the championship no matter what. I think this is the year that he's gonna like take over that trophy, and for most importantly, he's gonna for real this time enter the GOAT conversation. Even though some people like got him already in the GOAT conversation, but for me, he's gonna be, if he wins it this year, he's gonna be definitely in the GOAT conversation. So
I would go a step further. I think that I would say starting in 16, I think that in my opinion, and you know my position about the GOAT and everything like that, but I think in 16 he entered that conversation. I think winning this title this year is gonna put him on a closer platform where now there's a more legitimate argument, a more sustainable argument for the conversation of the GOAT. Now, I think that everybody at that time, it was like a more spread in terms of percentages, if we want to do it that way or whatever is the case. But now with this title, especially if he dominates and he takes the championship like we all think that is going to happen, I think it is going to make it more interesting of a conversation-wise for everybody that loves the game of basketball. I don't think it's going to be an easy decision to otherwise. But yeah, I think he already entered it in my books.
yeah,
He won the Cavaliers the title back in 2016.
yeah. I actually don't, like you said. I'm just going on what some NBA analysts say. Like, they think that he's not part of it just because Jordan went 6 for 6 in the finals. Even though I don't like that debate, when you go 6 for 6, even though Michael actually lose couple playoff game before he actually got to the finals, so everybody rushed real quick when he did that. Even though, like I said, I expect Jordan. Of course, he's great, and he was the first bringing, like you said, the NBA to the bigger world. He was one of the first actually to actually promote the NBA like he did. So I will give him that always. And of course, LeBron James growing up watched him, so that's why I think most people actually give more credit to Jordan because he's the first. But LeBron James is more a complete player. And then if we go off the court, even though, again, it's off the court stuff, LeBron James far past so many stuff that has been really amazing to see. And it's still going. He's still playing. So let's see what happens.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's. I think and this is like you said, is a conversation for another time. Hopefully, we can come back to the conversation once the season comes to an end, so that we can have a more time about it. Because right now the big plate is the NFL, so we got to focus on that. But I think that, to be honest with you, I don't think for all the fans that talk about Jordan being the GOAT or LeBron being the GOAT, whatever is the case, whatever is your position, talking about me being a Jordan fan or whatever is the case, I don't think people use the argument about the 6 rings or the proper way. And that's what I hate the most about that situation itself, is that they don't explain themselves when they mean about that.
Yep.
But going back, it said it's you gotta have a whole segment about this conversation.
Yeah, we will,
because you have to really squeeze in. And like I told you before, why even put those two gentlemen in the collision course? Let's just enjoy the fact that we've seen greatness right now. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun with it. because at the end of the day, we will not have LeBron for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, we truly appreciate it.
Basketball. Let's really appreciate it, you know, and let's enjoy it. Don't be a Skip Bayless in your life. Don't be one. Enjoy it. If you don't like LeBron or he's not your favorite player, hey, that's okay. That's what being a fan is. But
it is. But in a way, actually, we do need the haters because it's fun. It's good for business too, and because it gets people watching. So I get it. Everything's always a business. So
I agree with you. Yeah. We need the haters. We need someone that goes against your arguments. But Skip Bayless, man,
no,
he's on another level. He's on another level, man. I can't with that guy. You know, he used to be I used to be a big fan because in a way, you know, we are fans of the same team. In terms of basketball wise, he's a big Spurs fan and everything like that. But with LeBron, I mean, I don't think he's a hater. I think he's the biggest fan. He's just trying to see or be that one that be like.
He want to be like the opposite side. He always want to be the opposite side. Yeah.
Yes. But I truly think that he's a fan of LeBron because going on him on so many small details like that. Come on, bro. Like really. But hey, he gets truly paid to say his opinion. He's entitled to it. But come on, Skip. Let's enjoy this, man. Enjoy LeBron's career.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So let's segue to the playoff. We're going to give our quick takes on the Denver and Lakers series. First off, let me congratulate the Denver on winning the Clippers. I was surprised that the Denver Nuggets stole that series. Jamal and especially Jokic, the Joker was dominant the whole series.
Yes, he was.
The Kawhi Leonard, I don't know what happened to him. Paul George, he hit a wall again in the playoff. They called him way off Pete, not playoff Pete, way off Pete, but he was way off in Game 7. And yes, I was really surprised when Denver Nuggets actually came back 3-1 down and did it again. They did it first with Utah, now they did it again with the Clippers. Now they're meeting the Lakers. Different monster, of course. But
of course.
What are your thoughts about the Denver Nuggets now playing against the Lakers too?
Hey, man, that's playoff basketball. You know, there's a quote, I don't remember who said it, but they said that the Clippers was a team that were built to be the Lakers, not to play basketball itself, and it showed. I think that, you know, going back on time management and shortening up, you know, games and stuff like that, I don't think that every coach is equipped to be able to manage to do that, and that affected, in a way, the Clippers' chemistry. You saw it, especially that last game in Game 7, in the third quarter, where they're, you know, you see these guys, you know, trying to find, okay, like now it's your turn to get hot or get us out of the bubble or whatever is the case. But on the other hand, you got to give Denver credit. They were motivated, you know, being down 3-1 and bounced back the way they did, dominated the last 3 games. It wasn't just a close game, no. They dominated those last 3 games, especially Game 2 and Game 6 and Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
They were the better team. You know,